Thanks, Jim. Well, tonight, the outpouring of support continues for the 10-year-old boy who was shot to death during a robbery at a North Miami nail salon. Hundreds paid their respects to Aaron Vu and his family during his viewing tonight. We were invited inside to tell the story of Aaron's life and his death. Jim DeFede continues our coverage tonight, and we want to warn you, you may find some of the video in this story disturbing. A commuter train derailed in New York City, killing 4 people and injuring more than 60. Some of those passengers on their way back home this Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Co-Im has the latest details from the scene. Well, Sunday was World AIDS Day, and many are celebrating some advances. In 2012, the number of HIV-related deaths in Florida dropped by 8% from the previous year. But as CBS 4's Jamie Garola reports, there are still many statistics to be concerned about. Meteorologist Michael Smith joins us now. You know, Michael, the weather was great for Black Friday. Not so good today. Good thing tomorrow, I guess, is today is Cyber Monday, technically.
Technically, yes, it is Cyber Monday.
And that's where the Dolphins are. So now they go to Pittsburgh next week at 6-6. That may not sound like a great record, but they are actually in the thick of the playoff hunt.
Yeah, I was asking you, so what do you think for their playoff hopes? What's it going to take to
I think they got to run the table. I think they got to finish 10-6, and I think that'll probably get them in. You have to bear in mind that in the AFC and the NFC, they get 6 playoff teams each, and so you have the big boys like Denver and KC out here, but then also the smaller fries like the Dolphins all fighting it out, and there are a whole bunch of teams bundled up together, so as long as the Dolphins keep winning, they could be in good shape.
Well, if they play like they did today, they will do great.
If they could play the Jets every week, they'd be in great shape.
Well, they are playing them again, aren't they, in a couple of weeks?
At the end of the year, at the end of the season, that's right.
So maybe another W guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jim. Well, that is our news for now, but
to work this morning to try and get those remaining whales to swim back into deeper water.
Yeah, right now the whales are in the Highland Beach area of the Everglades National Park. CBS along the southwest Florida coast with the very latest on those efforts. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
Prosecutors plan to announce whether they will charge Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston with sexual assault.
A pair of robbers puts their lives in danger, and they don't even...
5:40 this Thursday morning. CBS 4 This Morning. We'll be right back. Well, this morning, Miami police are investigating whether a pair of armed robberies are connected. In one, a member of the Miami Heat was the victim, and officers are releasing new surveillance video to try to dig up clues. CBS 4's Jamie Garola has the story. Yes, on the Heat tickets, though.
I'd say please don't buy your lady fitness gear unless she asks for it.
Yeah, because then you're we know what you're doing. You're basically saying, honey, you're fat.
You're not being sneaky.
All right, well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Welcome back. It is 5:57, and Wednesday was a day many people in Miami-Dade County have waited a very long time to see. The Perez Art Museum Miami officially opened for business.
CBS 4's Summer Knowles was there for the ribbon cutting and spoke with the man who donated more than $40 million in cash and art to see it happen.
I haven't been inside yet, but I drive by it every single morning, every single afternoon, and it is gorgeous. The facility just looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does look really nice. A lot of interesting art pieces in there, too. And kids are free, hey. All right, that'll do it for CBS 4 This Morning at 5 a.m.
CBS 4 This Morning at 6 starts right now. Oh, I do not envy the people living there. It is 6 o'clock on this Thursday, December 5th. Thanks for joining us, and good morning to you. I'm Rhiannon Alley.
And I'm Natalia Zea. Summer Knowles has the day off. Let's get a check of our weather. Meteorologist Lisette Gonzalez standing by with our morning forecast. So I'm predicting what? It's like 30 degrees and snowy today in Miami? Never.
Oh, the complete opposite. Natalia and Rhiannon.
Weather, especially when you're talking about ice and things like that. But as you mentioned, snow is not all bad.
Especially if you live in Colorado or Utah or one of those states, or in the East Coast where they have skiing too.
Skiers
Those of us
delight.
from the West don't think that the East is. But that kind of snow is amazing there. Here, I think the world would really, hell would freeze over if that happened here.
Absolutely. But you're right, Rhiannon. Icy conditions could lead to widespread power outages. And then on top of that, you have below freezing temperatures for some folks. So really
kicks off this morning, and every artistic including painting, sculpture, installations, photography, and plenty more will fill the space at the Miami Beach Convention Center this week. So on Wednesday, the VIPs, they got a first look, and CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo takes you inside.
Right now, weather-wise.
I know it. We are. Yeah. That's why we live here. All right, time now, 6:22. More trouble could be looming from embattled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford, if that's possible. What new recordings reportedly captured the mayor doing this time? Did you get your tickets to the gun show? That's my best Ron Burgundy. I bet Vanessa can do better, though. How about it, Vanessa? What's your best Ron Burgundy?
I'm good at the Veronica Corningstone, considering, you know, we all are kind of Veronica.
The cat fashion show?
There you go.
I mean, we've all covered one or two, right?
All right, it is 6:30 on Thursday, December 5th. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Zea. Summer Knowles has the day off.
And I'm Rhiannon Alley. Good morning to all of you at home.
Thank you so much, Susan. And one question for you before you go. I mean, we know that he was ill he had a lung infection. He was ill for so very long. You know, what's the reaction from people? This is certainly not a surprise that this happened. Maybe they're feeling like at least he can rest in peace now.
Yes, that is how.
Susan McGinnis live. Thank you for that this morning. We'll, of course, check back in with you at 6 o'clock for much more. And coming up on CBS 4 This Morning, new details.
We'll be right back.
You know, throughout the country, having a snow day was like a free day off, but ice, that is what really triggers those snow days, because ice can be so dangerous.
And I tell you what, this storm system that we're talking about right now has got a lot of ice with it, too.
Time now, 5:57. The art world has descended on South Florida for Art Basel and Art Miami. From jewelry to food, just about anything apparently nowadays is considered art.
CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has more from Miami Beach, where the 1111 garage is getting even more creative. I think edible art is perfect for two pregnant women.
I do too, but I think she should keep it away from us, far, far away from the CBS 4 studios if you want to keep your art. All right, that'll do it for CBS 4 This Morning at 5 a.m.
CBS 4 This Morning at 6 starts now. It is 6 a.m. on this Friday, December 6th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rhiannon Alley.
And I'm Natalia Zea. Summer Knowles has the day off. We began public figures of the last century.
He went from prisoner to president, leading South Africa to a democracy where everyone had equal rights. Here's Susan McGinnis with the latest.
Mourned and celebrated today in South Africa.
6:08 and still ahead on CBS 4 This Morning.
News of Nelson Mandela's death.
CBS 4's Maggie Newland spoke to two local leaders who had the chance to meet him.
Meteorologist Michael Smith, he's in for Lisette Gonzalez. She took, I guess, a day off today. She needed a day off.
Taking an early weekend, but Michael's here working hard, no doubt, though the radar is pretty quiet, right, Michael?
Radar is pretty quiet.
Smiling, bright face. All right, let's get a check on your traffic now. Vanessa Borge is live now. Vanessa, so far, how are the roadways looking?
It's good on one.
And this morning, the Booker T. Washington High School football team will hit the road in search of another state title and a national championship.
Of course, today.
Of course, no bigger story. Time now is 6:22. Still ahead on CBS 4 This Morning, a story all expecting mothers need to hear.
Including you and I.
Bolt came out, but I don't think that it's going to get a nomination.
I thought Justin Timberlake's was really great, so
it's always fun.
We'll see.
All right, let's get a check of our traffic now. For that, we turn to CBS 4's Vanessa Borge, a music lover herself, no doubt, Vanessa.
And a Justin Timberlake lover.
I am.
And Leonardo DiCaprio. You said a lot of names over the course of the show.
I have a lot of secret crushes that are apparently not so secret anymore. Yeah, I let it out of the bag. Good morning.
30 on Friday, December 6th. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Zea. Summer Knowles has the day off.
And I'm Rhiannon Alley. Good morning to all of you. We will get your check of your traffic and your weather. In less than 2 years after his release from prison, Mandela came here to South Florida.
Many embraced him on his visit, but others greeted him with anger. CBS 4's Gary Nelson reports on the mixed reception given to the late South African leader.
And celebrities shared their reactions to the news of Mandela's death online on social media.
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey tweeted an Instagram photo. Welcome this morning, a little bit early.
Thank you.
We were very happy to have you.
Dark and early, right?
Dark and early. And how's it looking out there? Not a lot of rain so far, right?
Not too much rain. We've had these ice.
That looks fabulous.
Yes, it does. All right, Vanessa's here now. And Vanessa really wants to talk about a very important story.
Yes, specifically with these two pregnant women. I just read in the Miami Herald that a woman gave birth on the Dolphin Expressway yesterday.
In traffic.
In traffic.
I take that every single day.
You take 836 every single day.
Yes.
Please be careful.
I know.
You have 2 more months.
Yes.
Be careful.
You need backup routes. Maybe we got to get the chopper 4 on standby just in case.
Talk about a tie-up on the Dolphin. All right.
Taking antidepressants while pregnant, you just want to make sure that's all good. All right, our coverage of the Nelson Mandela heating up winter by bringing back a summer blockbuster with the Wolverine.
And Christian Bale stars alongside Casey Affleck in the new thriller Out of the Furnace. Kevin Frazier from OMG Insider has a preview. The movies are limited, as you've been telling me all morning, so I need to get out and see this.
I cannot remember the last movie I saw since I had my daughter.
It is 6:55 right now. We'll have another check of your top.
Briefly during Mandela's memorial service. On social media, some people are supporting today's handshake, saying it was done in the spirit of Mandela's reconciliation. Others are blasting President Obama for shaking Castro's hand while political prisoners languish in Cuban prisons. And some are making light of the situation, including one guy's tweet who I saw saying he hopes this means he can finally buy Cuban cigars in New York City. Natalia Zea, CBS 4 News.
A lot of opinions on this, Natalia. I'll have more.
He told us we had more likely of a chance of being hit by an asteroid. Natalia.
Or a comet.
Either one.
You know, no, I wasn't saying don't buy your tickets. You got to keep the hope alive. I'm just the messenger. I was just telling you your odds are kind of low, which you probably already knew. Two people, though, they beat out the 1 in 259 million odds to win a big chunk of the $636 million jackpot. Now, those tickets were not sold here in Florida, but who knows? If you visited Atlanta or San Jose, California in the last week, one of them could be yours to order there, but they all count. Now, here is one of the winning tickets right here. I won $2 whole, which could go to buying another ticket. The jackpot now resets to $15 million for Friday night's drawing. Guys?
All right. I bought 2 tickets, even though I knew that the odds were against me.
$15 million doesn't sound nearly as exciting as $600 million, I gotta say.
It doesn't, but aren't we so greedy? Come on.
Yes, we are.
Good money.
All right, thanks, Natalia.
Okay, now to an only in Florida story. Joins us now. Natalia, you tried to warn us. We still had to buy our tickets, though.
Yeah, I bought tickets, too, because you have to keep hope alive no matter what. It doesn't matter, even if the odds are against you. 2 people actually beat the 1 in 259 million odds to win a big chunk of the $636 million jackpot. Those tickets were not sold in Florida, but who knows? If you visited Atlanta or San Jose, California, grab your ticket because maybe you did win it. I have to say, I have a winning ticket right here, but $2, that's all. But hey, buy another ticket with that if I want, right? The jackpot now resets to $15 million for Friday night's drawing. Not quite as much money, but hey, we'll take it.
You bought 2 tickets yourself.
I did. I need to go check 8, 20, 14, 17, and 39.
And good point,
winner.
Good point, Natalia, because they just said $800 million a year in lottery money goes uncollected. So people really need to check those tickets.
That's true. They do.
Thanks, Natalia. Okay, now to one of those only in South Florida.